Right, guys. I know there's a lot of things going on in the news today, mostly to do with that dude, that dude in the White House. But it's not what I want to talk about today. As you can tell from the title, just recently, I mean, like yesterday, saw this that Sinead O'Connor video, and it really affected me. And I'm not going to show it here, but you can find it if you want to see it. But I was watching that last night. I know it came out like a week ago, but I just saw it yesterday. I was watching it, and I was talking to someone about it, and I was telling her it's a tragic video. You know, to see somebody in that much pain, you know, that cry for help, and you know, and just so you know, this video could very well just go off the rails here. So I'm just warning you right now. But the reason it resonated so much with me is, as some of you may know, I've dealt with depression for the better part of my whole life, really. So to see somebody like that, to see that video, and I've made those videos, right? I've sat down in front of a camera and did that, and thankfully, or whatever, no one's ever seen them, right? I never sent them to anybody. I had them on my laptop for years, and at one point I decided, you know what, I got to get rid of all this stuff because it's just bad having it here, right? So, but I've done that. I've been in that state before. I've been, and the thing that got me the most, really pissed me off the most, is that there's a lot of people out there just ridiculing her, making fun of her, like, oh, look at she's got all this money and she's got all this fame, and look at her, and that just drives me absolutely insane, because it's difficult to explain depression to somebody who's never been depressed, right? You can't explain it. It's an impossibility. And the fact that near the end of that video she was saying that she was all alone and there was nobody there, not even her kids or family and stuff, and I can relate to that, because no matter what, even if you are around people, even if there are people who care about you and all that, you're still going to feel alone no matter what. And you are still going to get that ridicule, because people don't understand what it's all about. I remember years ago, I was at a birthday party. I think it was at my uncle's house or something like that. And I was like in the midst of just a really bad depression. And I was sitting there, and everybody was around me having fun. I was just sitting there in this lawn chair, and just being miserable, right? And one of my aunts was coming around and taking pictures. And so she took a picture of me, and I was just sitting there. I was just like, depressed. And she looked at me and she said, "God, can't you even smile for once?" And it was like everything I could do to just like not burst out into tears and just rip that whole fucking place apart. Because, people just don't, there was a time years and years ago when I thought I was really going to do it. I was really going to kill myself. So I called the suicide prevention hotline, right? And so I'm talking to the guy, and I'm telling him, look, I need help, obviously, right? I'm fucking calling suicide prevention. I obviously need help. So he said, look, I could send some people over there to you, right? I can send the police out there right now. He goes, but I'm just going to warn you that when they come and get you, they're going to put you in handcuffs. I was like, you got to be out of your mind. Like, there's no way I'm going to let anybody put me in handcuffs because I'm depressed and I'm suicidal. But that's kind of the stigma that this whole thing, this depression and mental illness, you try to you criminalize it in a way, right? I mean, here I am calling out for help, and they're going to arrest me. essentially. You know. So I understand where Sinead O'Connor is coming from, and it's difficult, and hopefully some good will come out of her video. Maybe some good will come out of this video, but yeah, depression is no joke. And I was watching this other video. They were talking about the guy from Lincoln Park. I can't remember his name now, but they were talking about how he killed himself, and the Sinead O'Connor video was probably like the prequel to what happened to him, right? He was probably in a state just like that, right? Where you just think there's no sense in going on living, no one cares, you're all alone, it's never going to change, it's never going to get better, why not just kill yourself? So that Sinead O'Connor video was probably where the headspace he was in, maybe a day or two, who knows, before he decided to kill himself. And yeah, it's I think if you're watching this and you are depressed, suicidal, whatever, there's a couple things you got to know. One, it's not permanent. What you're feeling, is bad, it's painful. There doesn't seem to be any hope, but it's not going to be that way forever. I'm living proof of that. I'm getting a little choked up, but yeah, it's not permanent. Just remember that. Number two, there are people out there who do care. There are people out there who will listen. And I'm lucky enough now to have someone who will listen to me and all my, craziness and lunacy, and will actually listen. And I'm eternally grateful for that. So yeah, it's not going to be forever. There are people out there who care, who will listen. Number three, I would say, and this is the most difficult part, I understand this because I've dealt with it too, but just get out of the house. Get out in the sunlight, right? Like I'm here in Mexico and it's beautiful, the sun, and get whatever it is, vitamin D or vitamin E, whatever you need, your body needs, you will get that. You got to have that. That's going to help you, maintain your emotions a little bit. Meditate if you can. Do some physical exercise. Just go out and walk, right? That's what I used to do. When I was really, really, really depressed, I would force myself, and I would literally have to force myself out, get out of the house, go for a walk around the block, just get out. And I think those three things, while they certainly won't cure your depression or your mental illness, but they will help. They will make things a little bit better. So, anyway, that's all I got for today. That video did hit me pretty hard. So, because I know, that could easily be me, right? And I think anybody who's dealt with depression or any kind of mental illness knows that, one bad day, one bad week, whatever it is, can just set you off, and there you go. Like that's going to be you, stuck in a motel room somewhere, just ranting and raving to some camera, hoping that somebody will care, somebody will take notice, somebody will come save you. But yeah, things are going to get better. Don't worry about it. But that's really all I have for today. So I really would love it if you guys shared this video. Maybe somebody could see it. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. But, yeah. Talk to you guys later.